what we're going to explore here is the consequence that this unfettered shipment of weapons to Ukraine has, right? You have so many weapons that are flowing into Ukraine that no one can keep track of them. But as a matter of fact, when Senator Rand Paul blocked the weapons to Ukraine, saying that we have to have, we the Americans meaning, have to have oversight. We need to know where this money is going, where these weapons are going. And they just went around him and got it through anyway. Can you imagine? So even when you try to have oversight, the politicians just don't care. They don't care. You know why? Because as soon as the money goes from the government to the arms dealers, which are basically also the government, that's it. That's all that matters, okay? As soon as the money's changed hands, we're good. You know, whether the Javelin ends up on the moon or in Zimbabwe or Syria, it makes no difference. They don't care. You remember those videos and those photos of columns of ISIS trucks coming into to take major Iraqi cities, Mosul and just a few kilometers outside Baghdad. They were all over the place, and it's menacing, of course. But if you look closely at these ISIS types, they're wearing American boots. That guy has an American weapon. They're driving Humvees, right? Which is the military version of the Hummer. They are using American equipment. They're wearing American surplus. And what happened is basically ISIS had succeeded in massacring, I should say, a lot of the Iraqi security forces, which had been given equipment by the Americans. I'm going a little bit off on a tangent, but not really. The reason you had so much military equipment in Iraq for ISIS to take, it's not just because, ISIS were good fighters and they raided the base. Yeah, what was it doing there in the first place? Money! Money! Do you understand? Whenever the United States invades a country, it's not just making, weapons from the money. It's not just about making money from the weapons sales. It's also making money in the reconstruction. Do you understand? The quote-unquote reconstruction, which, sorry, we can't leave. We have to stay here like another year. There's ISIS. You see those guys over there? You don't want us to leave, do you? Do you? You wouldn't want that. Come on. And then another year, and they end up staying 20 years. How much money do you think the Americans have made training and equipping the infamous Afghan army, which collapsed in 2 weeks? Right, and within 2 weeks, the Taliban had taken Kabul. Same thing in Iraq. They all have U.S. military gear. This is money. Lots of money. Do you understand? Every pair of boots, every guy, every soldier is money. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And the weapons, don't even get me started on the weapons. So the United States creates power vacuums, meaning groups like ISIS can take over, criminal gangs can take over, extremists can take over, and then they come in to fight those extremists that they created by selling more weapons and more money, more arms to the state security apparatus, which they of course control. Right? I wouldn't exactly describe the Iraqi government as being free of American influence, unfortunately. Now, obviously, with Ukraine, I've warned you about this, man. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if you start seeing these weapons spreading all over Europe. And more importantly, just like Al-Qaeda spread from Afghanistan and Pakistan in the Khyber Pass and Peshawar areas where Maktab al-Khadamat was, the recruiting office, basically. But Maktab al-Khadamat translates to bureau service, right? Or services bureau. Just like Al-Qaeda spread from that area all the way to Syria, to Iraq, to Yemen, I would not be surprised if you see groups like Azov spreading from Ukraine all over Europe. I really hope I'm wrong. And with them, the weapons.